I'm Danny Dyer, and this is the Real Football Factories International. I played Tommy Johnson in the film The Football Factory, which was all about football violence. Fucking nutters. Then I travelled the UK and met the real football firms. Now, I'm going international. 9 countries in 2 months. Around the hooligan world in 60 days. A whole new level of football violence. We'll be in riots. We'll get tear gassed, chased, and even shot at. It's going to be quite a trip. This week on the International Football Factories, we've come to a country that in terms of footballing excellence has no equal. But off the pitch, it's far from the beautiful game. We're talking about one of the most violent societies in the world, and if you put that in the mix with football fanaticism, you get a lethal cocktail. This is Brazil. I've come to Brazil, a place that is arguably the most violent country in the world. The land of sun, samba, and shooting. I'm going to meet the biggest firms from the biggest clubs along the length and breadth of the country.
I believe in fighting, honestly fighting.
I'll meet hooligans who tell me that they're prepared to kill and be killed.
Matar pra não morrer. Ah, vindo dos caras de lá, vindo dos inimigos, sinto nada.
I'm going to discover that football hooligans in South America's largest country are waging war with guns. And we'll witness that firsthand as we travel on a firm's bus that comes under fire. I'm starting my journey in Rio de Janeiro, the gun capital of the world. It's a city of 12 million people and is stunningly beautiful, but scarily dangerous. Of all the cities I've been to, Rio can easily claim to be the most violent.
I came over here at the age of 29 thinking it's not as bad as people say it is. After the experience of 12 years, I can agree. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's worse.
In 2005 in London, there was 175 murders. In the same period in Rio, there were 6,620. Rio's rich and poor live side by side. The shanty towns, which are known as favelas, can be found just a few streets from Copacabana Beach. Most people don't have much in Brazil, but there is one thing everyone does have. This is the most successful football nation on the planet, and walking around, you can't help but notice that the people here are football mad. They'll play anywhere. But the ultimate place to play over here is where I'm going to go first. If you're a football fan like me, you can't come to Rio and not visit one of world football's greatest meccas, the Maracanã Stadium. I was following in the footsteps of some of the greats of the game, literally. Not bad. Zico, the brilliant Zico. Beckenbauer, what's all that about? How's he rolled himself in with the great Brazilians? Just goes to show how many great players they were blessed with. The dressing rooms in Maracanã. And Socrates, I'm sure had his old fires rubbed down here, you know what I mean? You know, Zico running about with his little towel on. You know, not that I'm thinking of them sort of images, isn't it? Just think of the famous footballers that have had a pony in there. This is where you'd wait to go out in front of 100-odd thousand people screaming. This stadium holds the world record attendance for a football match. An incredible 200,000 people saw the 1950 World Cup final here. Today, the Maracanã has been refurbished for the bid to host the 2014 World Cup, and now holds just over 100,000. But behind the smart new exterior of Brazilian football lies a dark underbelly of violence. Supporters groups started to become popular in the 60s and 70s and are called torcidas. They are effectively the club's firms, although not all members are football hooligans. But among their huge numbers, you'll find the hardcore.
Olha, aqui no Brasil, a coisa começa a ficar feia, parecerem surgir as primeiras mortes e tudo, ali pelo final dos anos 70, começo dos anos 80. É como eu digo, não é muito diferente do que a gente vê, ou a gente viu na Europa, que a gente viu certamente na Inglaterra.
But football violence in Brazil has proven to be a whole lot worse than it ever was in England, and as extreme as it gets anywhere in the world. In the last 20 years, 70 murders have been attributed to football violence. Coming up, I'm heading into deepest Rio to meet one of the biggest firms.
A bit worried, I must say. Jesus.
I'm in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I'm staying on Copacabana Beach.
So this is Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro. This is the Brazil everyone knows from the postcards. But I'm not here for this Rio. I'm here for the other Rio. The one you don't see on the postcards and travel brochures. I'm going to Vaz Lobos, which is one of the poorer neighbourhoods, to meet one of Flamengo's firms, the red and black race.
Vaz Lobo is a district on the northern outskirts of Rio, where you'll find the biggest firm of Brazil's biggest club. Flamengo are the most supported team in Brazil. It's estimated that they have a fan base of just 33 million. And Paulo is the president of the firm, the Raça Rubro-Negra, which means red and black race.
A maioria mesmo é aquela classe mais pobre, né, que é a torcedor do Flamengo, o pessoal que mora em morros, em favelas, em classe bem baixa mesmo, entendeu? Em bairros pobres aqui do Rio de Janeiro.
Down the years, Flamengo's fans have gained a reputation for being amongst the most dangerous in the city.
Here in Rio, there's a real fear of the fans of Flamengo. The Flamengo fans are quite capable of fighting amongst themselves if they've got no opponents to fight with.
Usually the dangerous part about meeting the firms is actually meeting them, but today it's getting there in the first place. As we were driving, our fixer told us that the stretch of road I was on is known as the Gaza Strip. Either side of it are two of the most dangerous favelas in Rio. Rival drug gangs wage periodic battles and gunshots are exchanged across the road. Every year, hundreds of people are killed by stray bullets, caught up in the crossfire of gun violence. I hoped I wasn't going to be one of them. As if this wasn't bad enough, our driver then told us that we should stop filming and hide the camera, as hijacked robberies on this road are not uncommon. I was glad when we finally reached our destination. So here I am, Vaz Lobos, right, which is a naughty part of town. You know, we're in some naughty neighbourhood here. Let me tell you that now. I've heard the stories about Brazil, and they're all true. They're all true. We've been told about the camera, right? Apparently we're in good hands. I haven't met these boys yet. These are the Flamengo boys. This is their manor. These are the top of the food chain here, so they're going to look after us. I just want to get in there lively. You know what I mean? Let's take the walk. Now, listen, I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm guessing at a wild guess. This is the gaff I got to go.